How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Big Six. Obviously, it's only been a couple of days. People asking why the short turnaround is because obviously United played Monday, so we went live Tuesday instead. The show is usually on a Thursday unless there's European obligations, but they don't come till mid-September. So listen, first things first, 1.5k here. Hit the like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes. And secondly, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that supports the Big Six, supports the channel, supports our individual channels, because the last show was trending number 4 on YouTube. And that is actually mad. I can't even lie. Another round of applause for the people out there.
Yeah.
We've just moved it over to the official channel, and already, you know, through you guys and girls, we was trending the other day. It was a lively show. So big up everyone that supports it. I don't know how you trend, people. I'll be honest with you. I was looking at the trending list. I see other videos around us getting 300 million, 1 million, 2 million, and we're there. And I'm thinking, how do you trend? It must be the likes. It must be the engagement. It must be the comments. It must be the numbers. So big up everyone involved, because it is mad. So love for the love, people. And listen, as always, big up all the man them, support their channels too. And I do want to apologize again as well, because as soon as the last show ended, I said it to the lads as well. I missed 50 plus super chats, and I don't like doing that, because that's, you know, people supporting the channel. Skull told me after that a lot of the super chats that come in had the number 1 next to it, so it was the first time people sent in super chats. I can't see that from where we're recording this now, where it's the first time. If I knew it was some people's first time, I'd have fitted it in some way, somehow, that, you know, the rest of the lads would have understood. So apologies, whether it was your first time or not your first time. I just want to say, obviously, all the proceeds to the channel go back towards the channel as well. So, you know, we made a decision since moving over to the Big Six channel to keep reinvesting. So we did miss your super chat, but it will be part of content moving forward. So hopefully you do enjoy it, people. So love for the love. Hit the like button. Show the man them some love too. And it's game week 2 preview time. And TOBS and SAEED, you lot was having an argument last show, and we kind of cut it, save it for the next show, but I don't remember what the argument was actually about.
Oh, it was about Romero. He was calling Romero a bum, all of this stuff, and I was just reminding him of his hypocrisy when he calls Romero reckless and rash, and he ignores when it's Lisandro diving in late, lunging into man, breaking man's legs, but he doesn't care about any of that because he's the butcher and he plays for Man United. So when it's Romero, oh, he's reckless, he's stupid. When it's Lisandro, no word gets said from SAEED. So I just wanted to call out the hypocrisy.
The thing is, though, I don't know, man. I think Romero, the errors that he's done, though, have directly affected Tottenham Hotspur, but I don't think it has directly affected Man United, Lisandro. Yes, there might be the odd occasion where he gets a yellow card, but I've not seen him get a red card. I'm not seeing him directly being involved in a mistake which has led to a goal.
That's my point.
I don't know, but I think for me,
that's literally my point. He gets away with it because you're Man United. That's literally my point. You're making my point.
Man United then. So now we have to put in external factors as to why Lisandro Martinez is not getting a yellow card or red card. What is this kind of victim mentality about Romero?
What do you mean, what is this mentality? I'm telling you how it is. There was a game last season. Was it Leeds? Was it Leeds you played? I think you must have won the game either 2-1 or 3-1. I can't even remember. There was a home game you played, and he has literally siphoned someone's legs. He's X someone's legs, and the ref, that's a red card offense. He didn't even get a card. And you're telling me that, oh, you're just saying stuff. No, bro, I'm telling you the facts, bro. Man United get leniency in some of these decisions at Old Trafford. So when Lisandro is doing the same bullshit that you criticize Romero for, and it doesn't get correctly punished, you then come out and open that mouth of yours and start saying, oh, Romero is this, Romero
you know what it is, though?
Allow it, bro.
With Romero, though, he doesn't control. There's no element of control from Romero.
I don't care. He's dirty. No, what are you telling me here?
No, it's not that. It's not that. You have to watch
it. Is Lisandro Martinez dirty? Answer my question. Is Lisandro Martinez dirty?
What he's doing.
Is Lisandro Martinez dirty? If the answer is yes, the
conversation's over. I think it's dark arts.
Is Lisandro Martinez
dirty? He has... There's an element in the game called dark arts. You know, it's the beauty of what the Premier League used to be.
Martinez
I don't think Lisandro Martinez is a dirty player. Nor do I think Romero's a dirty player. Romero's not a dirty player.
Yes, you do.
But what we are talking about is who is a better defender. And for me, Lisandro Martinez is a better defender than Romero. It's as simple as that.
That's fine. I'm not.
Lisandro Martinez stands on his 2 legs here, and you can actually look at him and think, you know what? good defender. Romero on his own, you can see him make his error, the amount of errors that he makes, the amount of times he lunges into tackles, and he's right. You cannot control him. At least with Lisandro, there might be the odd occasion where he comes in for a slide tackle and he misses it and he gets caught. But you know what? He can at least stand on his own 2 feet and be like, you know what? That is a defender right there. That is Lisandro.
He wasn't standing on his own 2 feet.
Has Romero been consistent in a period of time, apart from the first season?
He wasn't standing on his own 2 feet on Monday, and if memory serves me right, he got hooked at half time because he was one.
Because of an injury.
He was one bozo moment.
No. This is why you need to get your facts right. Because he was injured.
You're going to believe that it was injury when you saw.
What do you mean? Varane just came out and explained it. Varane came out. If you don't listen, that's up to you, mate. But Varane came out and said he had a niggle on his ankle, and it was precaution. It was precaution that we take. That's us being a wise club. You know what I'm saying to you? It's not my fault. My club is wise in that situation. So you can't hate on Lisandro Martinez. So for me, listen, Romero, man, I don't know about you guys, but I don't rate him at all, man. And listen, we'll find out this season again why. For me, he's an average defender. He is an average defender, Romero. And
what kind of a mid-off is this, man? What sort of a mid-off are we having right here?
It's not really a mid-off. It's an argument, isn't it?
I mean, Turkish has set this up nice. Like, what? This is a proper weird start to the show. Like, you guys.
No, it's not. It's not weird.
I didn't want to start on this. I wanted to start on Endo. I wanted to cook GRIZZ on Endo. Why are we starting on Tottenham? Like, why are we not talking about Liverpool and Endo? Like,
we'll let that one simmer, man. We'll let that one simmer.
We're gonna have a football chat. We got some serious games to talk about on the weekend.
Listen, mate. I don't know, man.
Romero versus something. Romero versus what's his name? I don't even know his name. Martinez.
Lisandro.
Yeah, man. We've got some serious games to look at, man. I was looking at the review.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm not joking. Turkish sent me the list of the games, the predictions, and I went, whoa, there's some tasty games in there, bro. I thought we were going to talk about that, but it's cool. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, really.
Well, we started. We might as well continue. It's the big fixture.
Yeah,
I forgot what the argument was about, so I didn't know what it was about.
I don't even remember them arguing that much, but I realized they went out like cats and dogs, man. Right now,
it's because SAEED's changed.
I don't think it was an argument.
SAEED's changed. There wasn't an argument. It was just SAEED being a hypocrite, right? And the argument wasn't even, is Romero better than Lisandro? If you feel like Lisandro is better than Romero, that's calm, bro.
That wasn't my argument. I was just calling out Romero.
I said there was no argument.
It's an average defender.
No. I said there was no argument, and then you were talking about Romero, and I said it's funny how you're talking about Romero when your Licho, the butcher, goes around kicking people. You don't say a word, but when it's Romero, you're quick with your pitchforks out.
No, but that wasn't the original argument, though. The original argument was I was going after Romero, and I was calling him average, and I said, "What is the hype around Romero?" And that was it. And then you come across this idea that Lisandro is rash and etc. When the focus was on Romero is an average defender. That's all it was for me.
If that's what you think, then that's fine. Matisse is the one that mentioned. I remember Matisse is the one that mentioned about how Romero needs to have a better season than last season, and I agreed. I didn't think he was good last year, but he was excellent for us in his first season. Lisandro's only been here one season. Who knows how Lisandro is going to perform this season? You don't know that. I don't know that. Let's see, right? You're the one that wants to play this.
I'm more confident than you about my player. I'm more confident than you about my player. That's all I know.
You don't know that, though. I told Matisse last week, I have no worries about Romero this season. I feel like this system suits him to a T. So let's see.
I'm guessing you're both backing your teams for this fixture because after all this barking, there's no way you're gonna back down.
This may be the most chess TOBS have had for a Big Six fixture in a long time. TOBS might have the most chess in a long time for a Big Six fixture here. I want to hear a full preview for this one. What do you say? Not really, Saeed.
No, not really. Just doesn't mean I'm backing the player. Doesn't mean about the result. I mean, the result we'll talk about at the end, but I'm just backing the play. That's just one context of the argument. I'm not really confident. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just not confident in the style of play we've had on Monday.
Maybe you're playing up against Romero.
Listen, it's a team that we don't really have the attack because I just don't think the attack is good enough at the minute, and we don't have a balance.
According to you, your words,
Romero can have a good game in a one-off game. That can happen in any walk of life.
In the same game last season,
in the overall grand scheme of things, I'm not confident about the fixture. I'm not gonna lie to you. I see some good things about Tottenham. I see Ange's playing good football. I see the midfield battle. I think they've got more balance in that midfield than us. So I think overall, what I see from them against Brentford was good stuff. So I'm respecting Tottenham. Not doesn't mean that I'm not confident what Man United could do, but I think for me, there's a hesitancy for me for a win on this one, even though, like I said, it's only early on the season. You don't know what they're going to do in 1 week. So listen, man, let's see. But I'm not gonna lie. I think there's things we've got to sort out. I mean, the Mount situation, the Bruno, what happens in this game? Does Bruno get shifted out on wide? Does Mount stay in the middle? We have to find out a lot of stuff. So I think there's a lot of questions and not enough answers for me early on in the season. So that's why I'm apprehensive about this fixture.
But isn't your team perfectly suited to counter-attack?
Yeah, it is. But at the same time, it's also a situation where
Tottenham are going to dominate the ball.
Situation. Yeah. No, listen. But I think for me, also, though, we concede a lot of chances against Wolves. And yes, it's Wolves, but Tottenham are a better team. And I also think that transition, Man United didn't deal with it as well. And this is away from home. And last season, away from home, I think we only got, against the top 9, I think we only won 1 game, and that was against Fulham. So away from home, I'm not really confident against the top 6-ish. This is why this season I'm looking at the manager and I'm like, what are you doing next season? What are you doing this season? Away from home, what is your setup? So that's why I'm still cautiously optimistic. I probably need to see a few Big 6 games to kind of say, you know what? I'm confident away from home. So that's why for me, Tottenham come in. Let's see what they do in terms of their style of play and their approach.
I know Tottenham played well. I know Tottenham played well first week, but they still shipped 2 goals. It's a brand new defense with brand new goalkeeper that nobody knows about too well. It's a Kane-less Tottenham, and Manchester United going into their second season under Ten Hag should have some confidence, especially with the fact that you've improved your 11. So I know you didn't play. Hold on, I know you didn't play well in the first game, but surely in these circumstances where you know that Tottenham are going to try and dominate the ball, Manchester United's whole team and their whole preface of Ten Hag's been talking about, I want to play the United way, which is, fast pace, direct, counter-attack, transition. This is literally the perfect stadium, massive pitch. It's the perfect place for the Rashfords, for the Garnachos, for the Antonys, for all of these guys, for Brunos, for Mounts. There's no hiding place on a pitch like this. I'm looking at this thinking, if you guys wouldn't be confident in this situation and you're not confident at home unlocking low blocks, I'm not really understanding.
No, I'm confident at home. I'm confident at home. I think that the situation at home is probably a bit easier with the way I think we're unbeaten in 20 games at home in terms of the fixtures.
You didn't win well at home.
Should have lost on
Monday. That's what I'm saying. So for me, the confidence to play that style of football away from home for me is even less in that regard. So I think there's a lot of questions regarding Man United, and I think this feeling I'm going to hype up. Sorry,
I agree, because you know what? I was looking back at their record from last season, guys. Yeah. And their record against the Big 6 ain't all that at all, man.
Away from home, away from home.
You guys need to pull up, man, and show something.
Their record against us in the last 2 years, what's it? 2 straight wins. Remember El Sacico, they beat us. In fact, they're unbeaten in our new stadium. I'm trying to think. I don't think we've beaten Man United in our new stadium. We drew the first game. 1-1 in the new ground. The next season, we lost it 3-1. The season after that, 3-0. The season after that, we drew 2-2. So why shouldn't they be confident, right? And like Matisse said, your manager's spoken on his need to be the best transition-based team in the world and all of this jazz. And you know how we're going to play. We're going to try and look to push our defensive line up and try and dominate the ball. So it's going to leave a lot of space in behind our defense, especially in the wide area. So you should be looking at this thinking, we can hurt Spurs. You're forgetting here that you're meant to be the team on the up. You're meant to be the team on the higher trajectory than Tottenham. You finished in the Champions League spot last year. You haven't lost any key players. You've added £180 million to your team. Why are you the one that's apprehensive and not me? Make it make sense.
It is what it is. I think I've given you the context.
It is what it is, because on one hand, it can't be it is what it is, because on one hand, you're telling me,
are you going to hear me out? Are you going to hear me out?
I'm not going to hear you out, because I heard you out. I heard you out before. You've been doing all this politicking, right?
It's not. I'm just giving you the facts.
No. I know what the
midfield balance is. We can't seem to have a balance up front. So I'm just giving you the reasonable facts as to why I don't think Man United will win the game. If you want me to be waffling, then I could just give you the deluded positive.
I mean,
the optimism, but I just can't give you that right now. Right now, I don't see Man United winning the game. I think there's a lot of questions around United's style of play and the way we're going into the game. Our balance in midfield, our balance attack. I don't see where the goal's coming from apart from Rashford, but I think Rashford playing up front, for me, is a hindrance to the way Man United play. It's better on the left. So until we figure out them kind of stuff, then I can be.
Rashford's a hindrance, yeah.
Unless we do that,
Rashford's a hindrance to United.
Rashford's up front for me, I don't think. No, but I said up front, I don't think he serves the purpose. I think on the left, for me, he's better. Up front, I just don't think it helps with our balance of the team. And that's just the way it is. So I think for me, there's a lot of questions with United, and I can give you the deluded positive feeling there, but I just can't at the minute. So I think it's leaning towards more a draw than a result for Man United. But they can prove me wrong. They could have worked in the training ground. They could have found a balance, and Ten Hag could blow it out of the water. But right now, as of yet, I just don't feel confident on the weekend for a positive result, and that's all it is.
Matisse, what was you gonna say?
I don't know. I think Man United's defense with Tottenham's attack meant to be weaker without Kane. Can't forget how important he actually was to this team. Richarlison and Son have yet to make that swap over that. I think a lot of people are looking for Ange to make, maybe even moving Richarlison over to the left. I was speaking about this today with Fuad, but Man United, the way that they've got their defense set up, they should be backing themselves to hold it together and nick something on the counter. I'm not saying it's going to be pretty, but you know, Man United, they should be able to back themselves in this situation with what they've assembled in terms of their team. They've put together a very expensive squad. If this is not going to work this season, there's got to be massive questions over Ten Hag, because he's the one that's picked these players.
Matisse, it's the second game of the season.
But you look at the way you sound. This is exactly it's the second game of the season. You've caused me to speak like this. I'm expecting you to be confident. Second game of the season. I'm not exactly. So but the way you're talking, it's not looking like it's going to be. It's not looking like it's nice.
You guys are overanalyzing it. I think you guys are overanalyzing it way too much. It's the second game of the season. It still is a top 6 game. It still is Tottenham away. And right now, what I've seen against Wolves doesn't give me the confidence away from home against Tottenham. When again, you look at what we're trying to do with Mason Mount and the balance in the team. We got Rashford up front. We've got Garnacho, who I don't know who's going to be there. Anthony, again, you guys always saying, oh, he's not performing. I don't know if that confidence is still there from Anthony. I think for me, their strike force is not great. Our strike force is not great. It leads to me towards a draw in this game more than anything. And that's just the realest thing I'm going to tell you. So, you get me? You can call it political and you can say it all you want, but this is just me giving you my honest opinion. Like, I can overgas it, but I just don't see it. So, if I don't see it, then... yeah, I'm not going to say it. It's as simple as that.
My point was you have to see it this season, of course, because, you know, these are 10
right now. Yeah, right now, no, but towards the middle, you know, I mean, we get to October, November. For me, there's going to be more of an expectancy, and I'm going to say, and I criticize the manager, and I'm going to call him out. Simple as that, because the football is great, and we should be more confident in our style of play.
Game week 2, man. This is game week 2, and it's. You know, as people say, it's only Tottenham. As your manager once famously said, apparently, in the change room, come on, guys, this is Tottenham.
This is what I'm saying, Grizz, man. I'm surprised. I would have thought at this stage of Ten Hag's tenure at Man United, they'd be in a position where they're able to.
Why is he still not confident going away to exactly?
Where's the problem? This is Tottenham. This is Tottenham under a new tenureship of Ange. It's his second Premier League game. This is Ten Hag's second season, and all the money he's spent. You should be going down there saying, "We're going to stamp our authority." Where is that? What's with all the media training?
Media training.
You know what it is? I don't know, man. I think for me, you guys are overanalyzing it too much, man. I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the second game. You guys are overanalyzing it, man.
Why are you saying overanalyzing? We are literally here to talk football. We're literally here to talk about the game. So when you keep saying we're overanalyzing, no, we're not. We're doing what the people want. We're analyzing.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you going to beat this Man United team that can't play football? Are you going to do something? What are you going to do?
To flip up me. I've already told you. I've already told you we're coming for 3 points. I'm not chickening. I'm not chickening away from anything like you. I told you we're coming for 3 points. I've chatted to you. I've spoken to you already. We're winning this game.
Analyze. You can't just say we're going for 3 points. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
We're going to beat.
Who's going to perform for you then? Who's going to perform for you?
Why does it matter to you? I'm telling you, we're gonna win. You're trying to.
Is that it then?
You're trying to take the conversation.
You're not gonna explain. You're not gonna explain anything. You're not going to talk about your football, the way Bissouma's going to come in and dominate our midfield, the way Madison's going to get in the pocket.
I could talk about that, but
what's this?
I could talk about that, but then you accuse me of overanalyzing. Oh, it's just
no, I'm not.
Oh,
you speak. You talk. I'm going to
no. I don't. Before I talk my talk. Everyone knows where I stand in terms of this weekend's result. We want to hear where you stand. None of this sitting on the fence.
I've literally spent 10 minutes.
It's not enough. It's not enough. I don't want to see you sit on the fence.
You spent a minute on Tottenham. Where's your pressure for your team? Give me your reasons as to why you're going to win the game.
Trust me, we're going to speak on Spurs. I don't need, brother.
I've literally just spoken about United for 10 minutes.
I want to see where you stand.
As to why
you said, that fucking Boris Johnson-esque media trained bullshit, it's not going to fly with me. Because when you were
my answer. I've not heard anything from you.
No,
I've not heard a word as to what the Super's going to do. Is Romero going to pocket Rashford? Is Romero going to pocket Rashford?
Well, if he plays centrally, yeah, he will.
Okay.
If he plays centrally,
and what's Bissouma going to do? Is Bissouma going to dominate Mount and Bruno Fernandes?
What do you mean?
You just have a crystal ball, mate. You can't tell the future. You know what I mean?
Bro, like, what are you saying? I've told you we're going to win. I've told you we're going to win the game. And you're doing all this extra chat, bro.
I'm asking you. I'm just asking you valid questions. That's all it is.
Bissouma's going to be Bissouma. Simple. You know what Bissouma's about.
Bissouma's going to be.
You know what Bissouma's about.
That's great analysis.
Your comment on Twitter about Bissouma is very cheeky after one game, I have to say.
Why is it cheeky?
It's very cheeky for the first season. The first season to go down as just irrelevancy, right? And then after one game to be very, very cheeky, making comparisons about bargains. Let's give it a couple of games, shall we?
No. I'm not giving it. I'm not giving it a fucking couple of games because I said consistently last season he was mismanaged. I came here. I said, why is Bissouma not playing more games? He was mismanaged. We're not gonna do this and pretend like his time at Brighton doesn't exist, right?
I didn't say it didn't.
No. So you're telling me you're cheeky. Caicedo has gone for 115 million after one full top season for Brighton. Bissouma gave Brighton like 2 of those at least before he went to Tottenham. But because he had one poor season last year where he wasn't playing, where he wasn't given the trust of the manager, I'm meant to just not flex with Bissouma. Why can't I? We live in a market where men are paying 80, 90, 100, 120 million pounds for DMs that are not too dissimilar to Bissouma. So why can't I take pleasure in the fact that we got this guy for 30 million? Tell me. You signed 2 DMs.
I think it was very clear that you were the only club. Hold on a second. You were the only club in for him, right?
No, we weren't. Aston Villa tried for him in January. Even if the big 6 clubs went in for him, that's their business, not mine. Because now you see Liverpool, they're faffing about. They're trying to get.
How do you rate Bissouma then?
I think he's a quality midfielder. At his best, he's a quality midfielder. And if you think I'm just gassing, go check my Instagram. I said the same thing a year ago. So I don't need to lie.
You doing threads on Instagram?
No. I'm not talking about threads. I'm saying
you're not doing them paragraphs that you do on Twitter on Instagram.
No. I'm talking. I said video. Okay, when we signed this guy, I was gassed. I said this is the best signing Spurs made in summer. He comes into our team and he's our best midfielder. I said that a year ago, bro. So all of this stuff, I've been saying it, right? Okay. And let me tell you this for free. Yeah, you just spent 175, 180 million. On 2 midfielders. Would you say that there's a chasm of quality between the midfielders you signed and Bissouma?
Well, there's a big age gap of 5 years, so that's why they're more expensive.
Besides the point. Would you say that?
I think Caicedo is much better than Bissouma personally.
I don't know about much better, but
I think he's a much better passer.
I don't know about that.
I personally
think you think he's better. I'm not arguing whether you think he's better. I'm asking you whether you think they're in the same realm. Are they? Can these 2 players be compared in terms of quality? The answer is an obvious yes. We bought ours for 30 million a year ago. You bought yours at 21 for 115 million.
Yours had a whole drama around his name at that time. There's a clear reason why he cost 30 million, and you know it. Not going to get into it, but you guys know exactly why it cost 30 million. There was very few clubs willing to go near him at that.
You can say that. You can say that, and it's valid. But
very valid, extremely valid,
and yet the guy didn't see a courtroom. The case was thrown out. The case was thrown out, and most importantly, he had a year left on his deal. It's not like, oh my god, oh wow.
If he had a year left on his deal, so why are you pretending like it's some crazy negotiation that you just done?
I didn't say it's crazy negotiation. I said it's a bargain.
Right, so you know exactly why he cost 30 million. He had a year left on his deal.
It's a bargain because he had a year left on his deal. What are you talking about?
So why are you comparing him to players that had 5 years, 4 years left on their deals? In terms of say, your tweet was literally, oh, we got a massive bargain. Look at the price of these other players.
Yes.
Like you,
So what's wrong with
you? So you can see the age gap, and you can also see the contract was not running out on those players.
I don't care about
so what do you mean you don't care? So why are you comparing them then? Why are you making the comparison? Why make the comparison if it's not a fair comparison? Hold on a second.
Declan Rice literally had a year left of his contract.
I've just went
for 100.
Then talk about Declan Rice. I've just gone through 3 things, right? Age, which makes a massive difference on market value.
Okay.
Contract expiry, massive difference on market value. And court case, massive difference on market value. But yet you want to make the comparison and pretend like as if you did some mad negotiation, some mad bargain. But we all knew why you got him at that price.
Bro, I only mentioned. I didn't. You know what's mad?
Don't bring up my brother. Talk about Rice.
I only mentioned Caicedo from a quality perspective. I mentioned Doucouré. Crystal Palace are quoting 78 million for Doucouré. I'm saying, Rod, this is the price for Doucouré when we were able to steal in the March and get Basuma for 30 million. That's a bargain. Why can't I say that? DMs are going for crazy prices. And
so what was your tweet? Word for word. What was your tweet?
Bro, I'll show you my tweet. God, because obviously, man want to lie on my name. I'll bring it up, man.
Let's put an end to this, man. Let's see if what you said is too much.
Ridiculous. No,
I've already cooked him, bro. Leave it.
You didn't cook shit, bro. You didn't cook shit, bro. Trust me. I said, can't wait to, because I was meant to be on another podcast. I said, can't wait to wax lyrical about Basuma on AMP. This is the name of the platform tonight, especially when I'm seeing mad prices like 80 million pounds for Doucouré or 115 for Caicedo when we got Basuma for 30 million last summer. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
We keep it moving.
What's wrong with that? Tell me.
I've already explained to you. I'm not gonna get finicky with it. I've already explained it.
Yeah, I don't care what you explain. I don't care.
I've given you 3 literal clear reasons.
I don't care if 25, 22, 21, bro. 30 million in this market for DM. It's looking like a steal.
And the other two factors.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care about the other 2 factors.
Cool. Let's look at the super chats because we've got a few in. Listen, people, if you sent super chats regarding other clubs, other topics, I'll save them for when we're talking about the other clubs and the other topics, like this Liverpool one I see and Arsenal one I see. I'll save them for when we move on to them. Hit the like button, people. 6.7k here. Mazzino says Ramos is a better defender than both. Doesn't mean he can't be a dirty defender at times. TOBS' argument is about them being both dirty, but you ignore.
There you go.
NLF says Lisandro is a top centre-back because of his ball playing. As a pure defender, he's very average. Terrible in 1v1s and duels. Rash and overly aggressive as well. Another one agreeing with TOBS pretty much. Just Waffling says, has TOBS thanked Hugh for finding him a manager yet? Ange has him saying, quote, my manager. He got his joy back. Come on, TOBS. Let's hear it.
Thanks, Hugh. Thank you.
What?
It's okay. It took you 6 months.
Well, here. Yerisic says, TOBS is speaking facts. List can't grow stamped on Jesus last season and didn't get a yellow. Always on Gabriel and Romero about Rash, but nothing for your guy.
Keep going.
Another one. Big up Big Steve. Hope you're good, Big Steve. Calling it now. Casemiro legs have gone. Mount's dog shit. And Pat Butcher be back in EastEnders next season. Big up the Super Cup Blues. Steve, big up, man, as always. Listen, people, while we're here, Steve, he's back on this channel tomorrow midday with SAEED. Mank Talk episode 2 of the season. So make sure you're there. It's live, so you can engage as well. Big up SAEED and Big Steve on that one. Like I said, Mank Talk is back on the channel tomorrow midday. Make sure you subscribe, people, with the notification bell on. Adjan says, we have beaten Spurs more times than any other Premier League team, 39-10. I expect this superiority in our head-to-head to continue. Spurs 0, United 2. Senor says, Toby has too much chest for a man that finished behind Brighton and Villa. Wear an E-Cup, big man.
At least my chest is big enough for an E-Cup.
Ethan says, if Tottenham are any bit serious, they put this United, quote, midfield to the sword. And Emmanuel says, get out of here with this false humility, SAEED. It's Tottenham. We're slapping these, man. Wyatt says, SAEED, I get your worry with us and I like you, but I hate that when I watch you with other people, you never back your team. Trust in your team.
It's fair enough.
Philip says, as an Ajax fan, Ten Hag has historically always started slow, I guess. Stop overreacting after one game. Embarrassing. And Tevin says, as GRIZZ said, Somali Boris Johnson. Nikita says, been watching for a while, but first super chat. Thank you, Nikita. It'd be cool if you guys could do live watch-alongs on this channel. Love for the love and great content. Live watch-alongs, 24, 25. Wait on it, people. We've just moved the show over to this channel now. Give us a year or so, and that will be a feature on this channel as well. It's difficult. It's you know, to get there will be difficult, but like I said, we were trending last time out. The support you lot have shown since we've come over to the channel has been mad. So that is, you know, one of the long-term goals or medium-term goals, let me say. BY says City have slapped United all over Manchester for the last decade, but all United fans want to talk about is Liverpool. Quote, not comfortable in your own ends. Blaze says Caicedo is literally the best tackling stats in the top 7 leagues in Europe at 21. Show me similar stats for Basuma before doing nonsense comparisons. Kenny says, Tobes, you're always gassing Spurs after 1 or 2 games. Your team has not proven anything in your best years. We all respect your opinion. He got at you and then he just left it with a nice comment.
You know what's hilarious is that you're always gassing Spurs. When?
Well,
I get told I'm too negative about Spurs. And
Spurs men, Spurs players. I left out the men because I thought he just meant Spurs, but he probably meant Spurs players.
Allow it, man.
Man said allow it. All right, cool. Listen, people, I also read the comment section last time. But I don't mean last time, I mean last week's show, which was the game week 1 predictions. And I know a lot of you said that the prediction section wasn't quite the same. So what I've done is made a little change to it. We still all send our predictions into Skullthuggery a couple hours before the show starts. Skullthuggery doesn't send it back to me. So right now we don't know what we've all predicted, but we've made our predictions already. No one can change their predictions. Skull is watching. If anyone does change their predictions on the show to what
sometimes I don't remember, innit? Sometimes I don't remember what
Wait, get your phone out because that's what you sent it with to Skullthuggery, so you can go back to the message, big man. I know you're senior man.
Turkish people, he had 1 good week here this week, yeah. Look how sharp he is on the rules.
I'm on the ball, bro. I'm on the ball, bro. Come on.
This new Turkish.
you gotta be on the ball. So yeah, we all don't know each other's predictions. Skullthuggery knows all of our predictions. We're gonna go through as we did last season in the same style. If United are home, we start with United, but it's Tottenham at home. So we're gonna start with Tobes and work our way around. So Tobes, what did you predict for the United Tottenham game?
I've gone for 2-1 for us to win the game 2-1. Yeah. For reasons I've already explained, I feel like obviously Ange's first home game, us playing a different way. Obviously, it will depend on whether our attack has a better game than last week. They absolutely have to, but it's time, man. I'm sick and tired of losing to these guys at home. We need to end that this Saturday. So I'm going for 2-1.
2-1 win, yeah, cool.
I like that, Tobes.
Very confident.
Come on, though. It's been a while, you know. It's been a while.
Just renewed energy. Matisse.
Yeah, boy.
I have a 2-1 Man United win.
2-1 United win as well. Actually, not as well. Sorry, 2-1 United win. 2-1, but the other way around. I've gone 2-2. So we've all gone for different scores and results so far. So that's 2-1 Tobes, 2-1 United from Matisse. I've gone 2-2 Hugh.
Same, 2-2 for me.
2-2 SAEED.
1-1.
1-1. Another draw. So 3 draws predicted back-to-back. GRIZZ.
I went for 2-1 United, but Toby's got me hyped, man. I wish I put draw now. But it's too late. You said I tried cheat, but you ain't having it.
This is what you lot wanted. This is what I'm saying. It's not me.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Especially you, GRIZZ.
No one can cheat.
Fair play. But you know, like sometimes you get insight into other people's teams. So Toby's told me something, bro, in the last 20 minutes. So I'm feeling, and SAEED ain't showing that thing. So I'm thinking, Shit, my prediction looks a bit spooky right now.
You got to do your own homework.
That pre-match talk don't mean anything.
Bro, I didn't do homework when I was supposed to. You want me to do it now when I'm not even... Come on.
It sounds like a you problem, mate. Sounds like a you problem.
So just to round that up, people, GRIZZ and Matisse have gone for a 2-1 United win. TOBS has gone for a 2-1 Tottenham win. Me and HUGH have gone 2-2, and SAEED has gone 1-1. So that's the predictions for Tottenham United this Saturday, 5:30, I believe. Before we move on, I've done the super chats regarding United and Tottenham. So love for anyone that's sent in the super chats. I've got through them. 7.2k. Hit the like button. Let's get to 2,000. And big up Manscaped as well. Show them some love, people. Like I said recently, there's new products out. Beard shavers, beard oil, beard balm, all of that. And all their other products too. So, you can support the channel by also going to Manscaped and buying something and using the code TB620 for 20% off. Let's keep it moving then. That prediction's done. Next most interesting game, in my opinion, is the Man City Newcastle game. HUGH, Man City winning the Super Cup on penalties. And World Cup in Newcastle. I think do you two lead the way in the league, if I'm not mistaken?
I don't know.
5-1 and 3-0 wins.
Yeah, I would imagine those two on top. But yeah, man, Super Cup champions. Yeah, treble win, Super Cup to top it off. If my knowledge serves me correct, I don't believe Man United topped their treble off with a Super Cup. So there's one to have over them, but we'll leave that for now. But yes, the Super Cup, the performance was pretty stinky, but the main thing is that we got the trophy, first time in club's history, and Pep's 15th trophy as the Manchester City manager. This guy's doing mad things. So yeah, buzzing with that. And then Saturday, tough game, man. Tough game. I can't lie. I'm nervous. I'm genuinely nervous for this one. After watching Newcastle last week, absolutely slap Aston Villa up and down St James's Park. We're looking a little bit ropey. After last night, I wasn't too sure. Diaz, don't know how fit he's going to be for Saturday. Stones is out as far as I know. No De Bruyne. I don't know if Bernardo's back either. Lacking a little bit of creativity. The big man up front last night looked really frustrated. He was getting no service. We had to rely on a little bit of magic from Rodri and Cole Palmer to get us back into the game. So it's going to be a tough game. I just have a feeling with our defense looking really disorientated last night. People like Isak, Callum Wilson, and these kind of guys, I feel like they'll be ready to pounce. They're going to be hungry. They're going to want to make a statement coming to the Etihad. That they're not going to fall off after a great season last year. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I'm always backing my team. My prediction will show that. But I can't. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous about this one. I have fears from Newcastle, especially last season. They gave us problems around this time of the year last year as well, in that 3 each. So. Yeah, man. We'll see what happens. But
everyone's nervous, man, about their teams, man. What's going on, man?
Did you watch them against Sevilla? They weren't good. They should have lost.
This is
very boring game. Very boring game.
Looking good.
One-dimensional, man.
I read the other day. I don't know, Hughie or something. Like Pep Guardiola's won trophies every 27 games or something mad like that. That's an insane stat.
Let me give you a stat, Grizz. Erling Haaland averages a trophy every 14 games. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. That's absolutely outrageous. Outrageous. Pep Guardiola, like I said, people need to know 15 trophies since arriving to City. So there were certain Man United fans said he won't last 2 or 3 seasons, and he's just completely taken the piss out of the domestic football. And now he's got his European Cup. He's got a Super Cup. Huh? What did you say?
Have you made that up, man? No United fan said that.
No. What's that? What's that absolute melon called? You know him. He's one of your lot. The big gobshite. What's his name? Housen.
Oh yeah, listen, man. I don't know that guy, man. So
yeah, he's a clown.
He's a clown.
I think Pep won't last 2 seasons. Yada yada yada. Nah, he's taking the complete piss out of the league and the piss out of you as well. So 15 trophies. You don't laugh at that. But yeah, I don't know what you lot think about Saturday.
It's a good time. I think it's a good time for Newcastle, man. I really do. I watched the game against Sevilla, and your defense was mad wobbly. It just took one ball over the top for El Nasri, and they were in. Yeah, and that was almost. Yeah, but no, but I know you're going to say but because it's Man City. But if Man City do drop points every year.
No, not that. So
you got it.
He didn't. Hughie, what was your defense?
It was
Walker, strong. Akanji, Vardiol, Ake, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, so no Stones, no Diaz.
Is that really that strong? The two best centre backs.
Ake, one of the best defenders in the league last year.
Shut up, man.
Vardy, what did you?
I'm asking you, is that their strongest defense?
Can I finish before you tell me to shut up? Can you listen to what I said? Because I don't know what you're. What's wrong with this guy? This guy, ever since the New York trip, have you got back on your gym schedule? Are you back to doing what you need to be doing?
Bro, I'm closing my rings every day, bro.
You need to start lifting weights before this show, because I don't know why you're coming in here so pumped, bro. Is your gym?
Nah, bro. I know what path you're trying to take, and it's not going to work.
Off the charts. Hold on a second. No, Nathan Ake was a consistent. No. Hold on. Nathan Ake was one of the best defenders in the league last year. He's just and hold on, Hugh was waxing lyrical about him last year, and rightly so. He was brilliant last year, right? Doesn't matter. And then Vardy was 90 million, right? Top defender, and Kyle Walker. We're not going to disrespect him. And Akanji had a good year last year as well. So let's not pretend like as if Sevilla with El Nasri, who was missing chances for fun in that game and at the World Cup, but they should be bypassing that midfield because it's not Stones and Diaz. What kind of waffle is that?
But the way they played Akanji was not the best position.
The back line was quite clearly lacking leadership last night. It's so obvious. It's the exact same as last year. Diaz missed the first half of the season last year pretty well entirely. And then he came, and we were all saying we have no leadership. There's no cohesion. The backline really relies on Ruben Diaz being there. He's a born and bred leader, this guy. He makes the ship run. We were lacking leadership last night. It was Vardy's first start for the club. It was just all over the place. Like, I'm being honest. I'm honest enough to admit that on a better team, a more clinical team, would have scored 3 or 4 against us last night. So that's why I do fear that if it's a similar defense we play against Newcastle are clinical. They will punish. Do you know what I mean? If our defense is not at Newcastle,
that's my guy.
Isak's a bad man. You know, you see that goal where he chipped Martinez last week? That's crazy.
Proper striker,
that's crazy. Man. So that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm nervous about this one, but it's also because at the start of every season,
there's going to be a lot of goals in this one. I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of goals in this game, man. The midfield battle is going to be key as well.
SAEED, man. We have no creativity right now. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why we're pushing for Paqueta. De Bruyne is gone. Foden didn't play well last night at all. He was given that number 10 role. I'm not saying he won't grow into it. I fully back Phil Foden, but I really thought last night being given that main number 10, that main creative midfielder spark, he'd go and link up with Haaland and make it happen. He didn't. It is what it is. I believe we'll get there. Say again.
Is he going to start, do you reckon, on Sunday? FPO reasons, man.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that as well. Yeah, nice one, Chris, for letting me know about that.
Foden will start.
Stones is out, though, isn't it?
Stones is out, yeah. Diaz is come back from a concussion.
Big blow, man.
I don't know how many days Diaz has left in his concussion. Even if he is allowed play, he's barely trained. He's not going to be fit. But like, even if we sort out our defense, the defense, lads, it's the goal scoring I'm a bit concerned about. You know, if you look at the Community Shield, if hear me out, if you look at the Community Shield game, we had to rely on a brilliant moment from Cole Palmer. You look at last night, we had to rely on another moment from Cole Palmer set up by Rodri. Like, we're not actually creating chance after chance, but I'm making it clear that this is typical City. We usually start this part of the season a bit slow, which is why I think we're more vulnerable to playing against a team as punishing as Newcastle. I fully believe, trust me, I've got City to win this league, and I'm going to back that the whole way. I believe when it matters most, we'll click into gear. But at this moment in time right now, Newcastle, after their result last week, is not a team I feel good about coming down to the Etihad.
I hear you.
I hear him as well. I'm trying to bait him, but I actually think this is a fascinating game, guys. I'm not even going to lie. We don't need to hype it up even more than it is, because I think if Newcastle want to be considered one of the big dogs, this is the perfect opportunity. I know there was no extra time, but it went to penalties, the mental trauma penalties, long game. Where was it? Where was the game?
Athens.
Oh, Athens. It's hot down there, brother. It's hot.
Yeah. You see their record, Newcastle at the Etihad as well. It's not a great record, you know.
Huh?
It's not a great record, Newcastle as well at the Etihad. I think they've won once. In I don't know how long since. I think Pardew was manager when the last time they won there.
Yeah, but they've been shit though. They've been pretty shit.
This is a different Newcastle, man.
No, 100%. But I always think every year Newcastle are going to get something. And then last year they disappointed me massively. They were poor last year. And they didn't start Isak that game. Remember they started, was it Callum Wilson? And everyone was like, why are you not starting Isak? For me, Isak has to start in this game. So if he messes around, I put Callum Wilson there because he works hard and he closes spaces down. Nah, man. Start your best players. But the key key thing for me is how they replace that Stones position. You know, when he just drops in midfield. I watched Akanji, and he didn't do it well, man. I don't know if you think that, Huey, but he didn't do it well. I think Stones is just a Rolls Royce kind of defender, man, and he's so elegant on the ball. And that extra midfielder, for me, when you look at what Newcastle have got now in Tonali, I think that midfield battle is going to be key, man. Rodri is a powerhouse. He's almost like 2-3 midfielders into one, man. The guy covers so much space, and he's just so elegant with the ball, and he can marshal the whole midfield in a sense on his own. But with Tonali in there, Grammarish, and Joe Linton with the power, bro, that midfield battle, whoever wins that game will be key. But I still think City, they'll rise to the occasion, man. They do it, and I think this game will be the game where I think the Phil Fodens will be. You know, he has that one outstanding game. I think this might be the game where Phil Foden just rises up.
Did he play full 90 minutes?
I was gonna mention with the Foden stuff, like he has to. We've spoken about this. Obviously, Man City. He must, bro. Like the guys, and I'm not saying that to take the mick out of him. I'll speak about the next player if I'm gonna take the piss. But with Phil Foden, he's actually gifted. He can actually score goals, right? Do you get what I'm saying? He can change games for Man City, right? I remember the first of your three-peat Premier League title in the 2020-21 season. Foden was literally at the epicenter of everything good about Man City that season. Whether you're doing it in the center or whether you're doing it from the left, my biggest thing with Phil Foden is you make an impact when you get the ball. When you get the ball, make an impact on the game. Too many games, the guy's always on the periphery. Like, you've got too much talent to be on the periphery. And then in the end of the season, he'll end up with double figures in goals and stuff. But I'm like, bro, be consistent. This game on the weekend, he's going to start. Be consistent. And it's funny you mentioned about the lack of creativity, Hugh. If only you had £100 million player that you could have to change the game. And there I am. I'm looking at Jack Grealish. We're talking about Kevin De Bruyne.
When are you not looking at Jack Grealish, Tones?
We're talking about Kevin De Bruyne.
I fucking love this man's consistency.
You are wild, man. You are wild.
Relentless with Jack Grealish.
Bro, I'm relentless.
You know what? This time he's got a point because you need creativity.
Yeah, I have to show you because I need to understand. When I asked, like, why was he so great, etc., last season, right? I want to see these great performances. When Kevin De Bruyne's not there, you step up. When you get the ball, you make the difference. No, I don't want to see him gassed and praised for hugging the touchline and recycling possession and giving it back to the central midfielders. No, when you get the ball on the weekend, you go at Newcastle and you create chances for your number 9, right? I want to see £100 million player because I'm sick and tired of you Man City fans giving Jack Grealish plaudits for doing the bare minimum for a winger. I'm tired of it. So I want to see him perform. No Kevin De Bruyne, no problem. Jack Grealish is there, Foden's there, no Mahrez there, Jack Grealish is there. Perform.
Can I add to this, right? It's also down to Pep to let him unleash the rest of his game, because it's definitely for me under instruction that Grealish, every time he gets the ball, he just looks to recycle it back in. There was a moment in that Sevilla game when he had the opportunity to burst past their right back and he still turned around and recycled it. I can't imagine it's Grealish that's something that he's willingly doing. It's because Pep has told him to do that. So yeah, at some point, if Man City don't create chances for Haaland continuously without De Bruyne, you have to look to Pep to say, right, are you going to change something? Are you going to allow the shackles to be let off of Grealish a little bit? Get somebody else to do that kind of bog standard job of just, keeping possession, and actually get Grealish to be a little bit more daring, a little bit more, risk taking, because he's shown at Aston Villa he can create chances. He was always up there for creating chances at Aston Villa when he's given the opportunity. But at City, his role is completely different. He doesn't have a free role. So I'm not going to just say, oh, Grealish, you need to, disobey Pep and start running the game. If he's not allowed to do it, Pep, we've seen it before. Pep will hook you. Pep will take you off if you don't listen to him. So it's got to be down to Pep to give him the instruction to do it as well. That's true, bro. You watch Grealish, bro. It's true.
If he had the capacity and the drive at that point in time to beat 2-3 players, do you not think he would do it?
Bro, he should. But why not though? Do you see Man City wingers really taking on their fullbacks like that? They don't, bro.
Because Jack Grealish is good when he's carrying the ball, when he's ghosting past players from a standing position, when he's got a double team or triple team on him. Let's be real, this is a very good player, but that 1v1 game, that's not his MO. That's never been his MO. He's not the type of guy to beat players consistently from a standing position. right? Only a select few wingers do that with good regularity in the Premier League. That's not his MO. That's not why Jack Grealish was bought for 100 million in the first place. That wasn't what he was doing at Aston Villa.
My favorite attribute of Jack Grealish is my thing with Jack Grealish is I believe he's best suited to possibly counter-attacking football. If we're just isolating him as a footballer, he's best suited to counter-attacking football, because we saw it at times last year where, and I ranted and raved about it on the show. I said there's something so beautiful for me as a City fan when we do decide to counter-attack, because Pep he doesn't like us counter-attacking. He likes us to actually allow the opposition to get back into the defensive shape, and then we'll just start the chess game and try to pick them off. But on the odd occasion where we were counter-attacking, often Grealish was dropping into really deep positions, and he's really good at carrying the ball. Grealish will drive the ball forward, which will create opportunities. And the reason I was giving him more leeway last year is because he was actually consistently performing well. I'll get on to the GNA thing, but he was consistently doing what he was quite clearly told to do. But now, I hate to say it, but I agree with you. I want to see more output from Jack Grealish. I've set my own expectation on him, and I've said I want to see 10-10. I want to see 10 goals, 10 assists from Jack Grealish. I think that's very achievable for him. He said towards the end of last season himself that as the season was going on, he was feeling himself like the shackles were coming off. He spoke in depth about how there was a mental thing for him when he first arrived at City. It took him a long time. He felt under pressure. He was afraid to lose the ball. We're through that period now. You've shown you can be part of the City team. You've shown you can be successful in the City team. Now I want to see Jack Grealish be an enforcer in the City team. I want to see that output. So my expectations on Grealish have gone up this season in comparison to what they were last season. And I think he's ready for it. Even if you did see last night, I don't know how many of you watched it, but he was shooting. He was shooting. He was driving a bit more. We didn't have many creative sparks, not many threatening players, but he was trying to make things happen. And that's a sign that I want to see from Jack Grealish. So I'm telling you now, before our first Premier League home game, I want 10-10 before the end of the season from Jack Grealish. 10 goals, 10 assists. And I believe he can do it. So I actually agree with you.
That's quite fair of you. You know what? I respect that. Because he must step up. Kevin De Bruyne is going to be a huge loss. We already know Gundogan is not there anymore. Those two are absolute insane levels of importance to the way
Mahrez as well.
Mahrez as well, of course. Yeah, with Mahrez with the output and the efficiency, Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne are the fabric of that team, or were the fabric of that team. And now you need new fabric. And the mentioned who was the player we were mentioning before Foden?
Foden.
Grealish and Foden. Grealish and Foden both need to step up to that mantle. Yeah. They've definitely got the talent. You know what I think of Foden. I think Foden's generational. But has he quite reached those levels in the last 12 months? I think even you would say not really, but this is his season.
I mean, he was our second top scorer in the league last year, and to be fair to the kid, he suffered horribly with injury and illness as well. So that was like, he started off the season on fire. He was banging in goals the first half of the season, then it was very stop and start in the second half. But I think the reason Pep or Foden probably hasn't impacted you guys the way, say, a Saka has is because Foden has been, whether you want to call it a victim or a victor of Pep's rotation. The fact that Pep rotates so often and he's very fluid in his selection, depending on the fixture, depending on the competition, depending on the opposition, Foden isn't going to be able to make that same stamp of authority that, say, a Saka would. But this season, Pep has spoke extensively about how he sees a more integral role for Foden. He wants Foden to play in the midfield. He wants to start bringing Foden into that midfield role that he grew up doing the whole time as an academy player. Foden was a 10 and a midfielder the whole way growing up. So Pep feels his talent movement there. So I actually agree with you again. I think it's time for Foden to now announce himself as, I'm a starting 11 player. You know the way we talk about at City, how Ederson, Rodri, De Bruyne, Haaland, they're the first four names of the team sheet. That'll probably never change if it's a big game. Everybody else, it's up to you. It's up to you who you want to pick, because we don't actually know. I want to see Foden because I believe he has the quality to do so. Make himself one of those. Put him on that list of players who Pep goes, who are we playing? Real Madrid? Yeah, Phil Foden midfield. That's what I want to see from Phil Foden.
Are you happy with the Paqueta kind of pursuit? Because it's a lot of money for a player that, listen, I think he's a very good player, but it's tough to justify, I think, the price. But then again, you can say that for anybody.
It's the market, though, man. Look at the market.
Well. Just, I don't know. I'm a little bit. It's hard to keep up with City because you actually never know what Pep's cooking. You just never expect him to go for the players he ends up going for. It's always kind of like a wild flash in the pan. I'm not expecting a Paqueta move, but do you think that's actually a solution? Do you expect Paqueta to come straight into this team and start? Because obviously the way that West Ham play and the way you guys play is polar opposite. So it might take him a bit of time to get up to speed if he does come.
I genuinely like if I knew the answer to what Pep's plan is for Paqueta, I'd probably be a multi-millionaire or I'd be working the game myself because no one has a clue what Pep's going to do with anybody. But I'll tell you later. Cheers, bro.
Listen, we have to be careful with you.
After the summer you've had, I don't want any information.
What about tactics, man? Are you lot stupid? Tactically, how he's going to fit Paqueta into the system?
Are you a tactico? Are you the one of the tacticos that SAEED was talking about on Twitter?
I'm very
yeah, man. Don't be part of that crew, man.
No, the thing with Paqueta is he's a creative player, and we brought in Kovacic, who was somewhat meant to be a Gundogan replacement, but we know that Kovacic isn't going to have the same creative and attacking outlet as Kovacic, so maybe Paqueta is to come in and balance that out. So you have to essentially bring in two players to fill the boots that Gundogan left behind. I know it's a lot of money. I've said this on my streams consistently for the last 2 weeks. It's a lot of money to spend on Lucas Paqueta, but all 6 of us lads were fully aware this market is crazy. You're now paying crazy money for these kind of players, and it's either sink or swim. Either you spend the money and hope it bangs, or else you don't spend the money and the ship sails away from you. Pep's got a plan quite clearly for Paqueta. Any player Pep identifies as he wants, I'm behind it. Even if I don't understand it, even if GRIZZ tells me he understands it, I'm behind it. So I like to think that Pep has a plan for him, and I always say about any player Pep gets, he'll make him 25-30% better. So it just kind of remains to be seen, man. And with De Bruyne now out, he's getting a surgery, he's out till 2024. We need more creativity, man. The depth ain't there.
I think it'll be a good signing, but it's going to be the fee again that puts the pressure on similar to Grealish. I think sometimes I look at Grealish and I think the criticism is harsh because there's no way he's ever going to live up to the fee. But sometimes I look at him and think the criticism is warranted because he did come with a high profile. He has been given a responsibility and he hasn't produced to what we would have expected. Even though Manchester City have won stuff, this is now his chance. This is now his chance to kind of step up and 10-10. I think 10-10 is fair to ask of him. And with Foden, I think at 23, that Pep mustn't trust him. There must be something there because you've spent money in attacking positions, big money in certain positions. And if there was that trust there in Foden, I would have thought by now he would have been. Listen, he's played the last couple of games, pretty much every minute, if not every minute. If I'm not mistaken, anyway. But
he was on the left in the Community Shield though, in his midfield last night.
Yeah, so like now, I guess similar to Grealish, now is Foden's chance in a different way. It's Foden's chance to now grab a space in the team, whatever position that may be. I can't like the Newcastle game, the De Bruyne injury, Man City's form. It's a big one for me because it is a difficult one. I'd love nothing more than City to not turn up, Newcastle to even take a point away. And more doubts cast around whether City are weaker or not this season, whether the De Bruyne injury is going to affect them. But like SAEED said, City, they're no strangers to this. They've had big injuries before and managed to ride it out. So I wouldn't be surprised if City pick up the win either, if I'm honest. We've got a lot of super chats in, and we are coming close to an hour. We still got a couple London derbies to talk about. We've still got Liverpool, Bournemouth, not so much to talk about, but a midfielder coming in. I think that is something to talk about. So let me look at the super chats and get in the ones around Man City. Johnny says Gvardiol is barely trained. Akanji playing Stone's role. Ake out of position too. What did you man expect? Of course, it would be shaky. Diraj says 115 by 15, 7.66 charges per trophy.
Unreal.
Bong says need Foden, Alvarez, and cover to create. Need Diaz for stability. Slim 2-1 win. I'll take that all day. Salam all. But have to back TOBS rather than Penfold. LOL, hit the likes. You'll never walk alone. Just Waffling says, I don't want to be too disrespectful because of the trophies, but Grealish right now is doing what Anthony is doing, just in a better team. I think that is too harsh.
Oh, shit.
I think that's too harsh.
That's just waffling, isn't
it? That's just mad.
That is just stupid.
That's just waffling, isn't it?
That's waffling.
Foolishness.
By name and nature. Shamar says, TOBS, I agree with him, but I must say he has all this chest for Jack, arms waving and yelling, all this vigor, but he's calm when talking about R9.
First of all, him calling him R9 makes me sick to my stomach, literally to my stomach. And second of all, he's not watching this show. He's not watching this show consistently if he thinks that.
Hasn't Richarlison got R9 tattooed on his back, Tubbs?
Yeah,
I don't think he has. Oh no, you're talking about as in R9 the player.
Yeah,
he has. I thought you meant has he got R9 the writing? No, yeah.
Crazy.
To be honest, if he tied R9, it would have been better than what he has tied, though. That's the thing.
What, like the Mount Rushmore thing?
He's like done the Mount Rushmore with himself.
Yeah. Listen, he's a nutter in it, man. I can't. I'm not going to sit here and defend the man's actions, am I? I just need him to perform on the football pitch.
Ryan says Saka is clear of Foden now, Hugh, as Foden couldn't carry Arsenal like how Saka does at times. Hugh, does Pep trust Foden enough like you fans do? To be honest, I didn't even see that super chat before I said what I said, but that's pretty much how I'm looking at it. But we will see. With this De Bruyne injury, big chance. He doesn't
trust Foden, and you're right. It's not that he doesn't trust Foden as a footballer, but he said it word for word. He's not ready. He's been saying it for years. He's not ready, and he's not ready to play midfield. So I mean, you can read into that what you want, but Pep has a plan for Foden, and he's done quite well, I think, in his
and I think he's challenging Foden as well. I feel like he's challenging Foden. He's saying you're not ready. So like, make my opinion change. Like
there's been more pressure on Saka. Saka for as long as he's been playing football at senior level, he hasn't been in as good a team as Phil Foden. So there's been more pressure on Saka to bang and make that stamp of authority quicker than Phil Foden. Phil Foden, I'm happy to admit, he's had the luxury of having a better team around him, a better manager who's been able to nourish him and get him ready for when it is time for Phil Foden to stamp his authority. And I think there has to be a step up in that stamping of authority this season. Happy to admit that.
This season for sure. Before we move into predictions, because that's what's coming up next. Big up everyone that's sent in super chats. We did put a poll in the chat. 1,000 of you voted. City win, Newcastle win, or draw. 39% have gone for City, 36% have gone for a Newcastle win, and 23% have gone for a draw. So evenly balanced, especially for a Manchester City home game. You tend to see 80s and 90s percentage wise if it's a Man City home game on a regular. So there's some doubts there. All right, cool. Hugh, we're going to start with you. What was your Man City prediction?
I thought this was tough, man. This is one of the toughest City predictions I've had to do since I joined the show. And I never feel good about going to the first game. It's my first game going to the season as well. But I still went with 2-1. 2-1 City.
2-1 City. SAEED.
High scoring game. I want to go 4-2 City.
Right, 4-2 City. Another City win. GRIZZ, bless you.
Thank you. I'm just checking what I went for. 2-1 Man City. But tough, yeah. It's very tough. This is going to be a cracking game.
Another 2-1, another City win. TOBS.
I've gone for 2-1 Man City. First home game of the season. I backed them to edge it, man. Back them to edge it.
Another 2-1. Matisse.
I've gone with a 1-1. Something different.
Something different indeed. The only one to go for a draw because I've gone City 2-1 as well. So me, Hugh, TOBS, and GRIZZ have all gone for City 2-1 wins. SAEED's gone for a City 4-2 win, and Matisse has gone for a City 1-1 draw with Newcastle. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, 1-1.
1-1 draw. Newcastle at the Etihad. That's the City predictions in. Super chats, I believe I've got all the City ones in. Yep, there's a couple there on Arsenal, Chelsea, and that we'll get into that when the time comes. Like I said, a couple London derbies, but you know what? The Liverpool Bournemouth one, there's not much chat there, I guess, from GRIZZ's perspective, considering it's a home fixture against a team that even in tough times, Liverpool should be winning. But you're also getting Wataru Endo over the line. I think that's what SAEED mentioned earlier in the show. So let's move on to Liverpool before the derbies.
Yeah, man. Konnichiwa. And I mean, you and all the people listening and watching all around the world, we global. We out here. Japanese captain, Stuttgart captain. And I mean, experience. But look, let's not get it twisted. If it's the fourth midfielder that we're getting this summer, then I'm very calm with it. It's very astute. It's very clever. Forget people that have never watched him play and just went mad as soon as they heard the name. When you don't know about something, you go to the people of knowledge. When you have a problem with your boiler, you go to a plumber or you read up on plumbing. when you have a toothache, you go to a dentist, or you go to YouTube and what can fix your toothache. So when I heard about my brother from Japan and Stuttgart, I didn't know much about him. So I went to the people of knowledge. Who are the people of knowledge? The people that get paid to write about these kind of players, profiles, scouts, ex-managers, players. And I'm not joking, guys. Not one person had a negative thing. Everything was positive, like, oh, Shrewd signing from Liverpool. All these people, shout Andy Brassel, who was just on my channel. Obviously, I wasn't there to greet him. Shame, but spoke very highly of him. So many, Janago Fjordhoff, you know, who commentates on the Bundesliga, spoke very highly of him. Everyone, you know, the chief athletic reporter for the Bundesliga, I can't remember his name now. Forgive me, my brother. Spoke very highly of him. It sounds like a very, very clever, articulate, strong tackling, disciplined type of player. Defense-minded. What I've been telling you, look, I need a defensive-minded player. Now, that's all the positives and all the glorification. But if it's the DM that we've ended up with after the summer, after the protracted chase for Lavia and Caicedo, then I'm fuming. Then it's underwhelming. Then it's disappointing. But I firmly believe it won't be. And so therefore we take it. The fourth player that's going to replace the Henderson and Milner role. Apparently he's played centre-back during his young career. Then he developed into a DM. Makes sense. It makes sense, especially if we're not going to pursue a centre-back as well. So apparently he can play both roles very comfortably and very well. And he's very highly thought of. Since then, I've been watching every single YouTube clip you can find of him. In the World Cup, he was so impressive. And in the Bundesliga, in a very poor Stuttgart team, he's the one player that keeps them going and kept him up. A lot of people say single-handedly, including scoring a goal from DM position. So, as I said, to sum it up, if he's a fourth midfielder in a rebuild, then I can accept and totally understand it. But if he's the midfielder that we ended up with, yeah.
How has it come to this? Is it that Edwards leaving? Because I
don't know. We don't know. It's this new new technical director. He's not even full time. He's just got a 3-month contract, which is ending at the end of next month. So do you know what I mean? It's a bit of turmoil. There's no doubt about it. But
why hasn't that?
I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna wait until the end of the window before I unleash, or either way. So that's
has Klopp been given more of a stranglehold of this, or is it still
very similar to Turkish? You'll relate. You know how Wenger started getting more and more control, and people weren't happy. Fans weren't happy. Like, yo, Wenger was just a brilliant coach. Do your coaching, and everyone else do their role. It's very similar to Liverpool and Klopp. So Liverpool and Klopp they've given him a lot of more authority and responsibility, and the people behind the scenes, like the Edwards and the Julian Wards, have gone because apparently they didn't feel worthy, like they didn't feel that
respected.
They were respected. Their views and opinions or their stats and their work wasn't being, taken on board. Let's just say. I mean, we don't know for certain, but that's the word on the street. So yeah, man, that's where we are.
Man, that's the fall of Liverpool, man. It's crazy, man. From Enzo to Endo, man. That's what they say in the chat, man. Can't believe it, man.
Yeah, that's what the kids saying. You want to jump on the kids' bandwagon? It's up to you.
No, I'm just it's crazy, man. Liverpool signed some unknown dons, It's mad in the
that's how we roll. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. It's unknown to you. It's unknown to you. Unknown to me. But as I said,
it was unknown to you as well.
That's what I said. So we go to the people of knowledge, and the people of knowledge
have knowledge, yeah. Listen,
people of knowledge have spoken.
By the way, who's the other person that you're getting? What's the other name? Do you want to give us a little bit of insight? The second name that you possibly
I'm hoping Caic Decore is our enforcer that we get midfield, and I'll be very, very happy with him because he's one player that I've known him from Lens. So I was very surprised he went to Palace. You know what I mean? But if we manage to prize him away, it's going to be a lot of money. Of course, they want 80 million. That's the game now. You know what I mean? Chelsea dealt with us nicely, so we're going to have to fork out money. But people know we got paper. So if we spent 15 million on Endo, then people know we got 100 million left. So we need to spend that. FSG have to spend that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, cool.
The game's the game, man. Bournemouth, no excuses. Fuck, man. There's going to be like a bro, if we don't win against Bournemouth at home, on
Your
top
stadium ready, by the way. Is your stadium ready? I just see you like.
Yeah, your stadium's ready. Okay. Just the one bit of the stand isn't ready. Some admin problems and problems with that as well.
Well, didn't the builders walk out today or something?
Yeah, so basically it's the same company that's doing the Fulham stuff. So a lot of small businesses, as we know, are going into administration. So it's nothing to do with the club per se. It's just a contractual situation, and it's because of the Fulham situation. But they've gone on strike, which affects Liverpool as well. But it is what it is. That basically what it means is that new stand, half of it won't be ready for another month or two. That's what it
Quick
is.
question: well, just on the topic of stadiums and all of that, why is Luton Burnley postponed this weekend? Is that because of the stadium? It's not ready or something?
Yeah, Luton ain't ready, man. Luton's got a lot of work to do. But yeah. But as far as the game goes, bro, if we don't win, what do you want me to say? Ain't easy. What do you want me to say, man? So I predicted. I don't know if you want to go for my prediction or you want me to come out with it now. But my prediction is 2-0. I've gone for just hopefully just a nice, comfortable win at home, man.
2-0, clean sheet. TOBS.
I'm trying to get my prediction up. 1 second. I went 4-0 Liverpool.
Boy.
4-0, yeah?
Yeah.
Mad take.
2-0, 4-0. Matisse?
I think I had 3-0 for this one.
3-0. I've got 3-1. Hugh?
3-0.
3-0 as well. SAEED?
3-0.
3-0. So what's that? Matisse, Hugh, and SAEED have gone 3-0 to Liverpool.
How did you say 4-0? Whoa, mad take, and you predicted 3-0 only one goal less.
What?
I said what?
What are you talking about, man?
Doesn't even understand.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
What are you waffling?
What are you waffling? What was I saying? SAEED, Hugh, and Matisse have gone for 3-0 to Liverpool. TOBS has gone for 4-0 to Liverpool. GRIZZ has gone for 2-0 to Liverpool, and I've gone for 3-1 to Liverpool. So
I'm regretting it now because I feel like Bournemouth are definitely going to score. I feel like they're going to get a goal.
Well, hopefully they do. Because GRIZZ went straight in with the predictions, there's a couple super chats, I believe. Masood sent this in earlier. He said, so Liverpool replaced a 33-year-old Endo with a 30-year-old Endo. GRIZZ, do you want the transfer window to Endo?
Yeah, fair play, man. That's quite a good one.
He said, fair play. That's quite a good one.
No, I don't want it to end, bro. I want a DM before it ends. I know.
What about Amrabat?
Nah, I prefer Decore all day long.
Because I saw you were
Endo.
I saw you were lying down on the sun on the what was it?
Because I don't understand the hate that he gets. I don't understand the hate that he gets. I was saying like people are hating on Amrabat. Yeah, like nobody wants him. Like I will take him, but I would prefer Decore. Like a lot of Liverpool fans, when we linked with when Fabrizio said Liverpool are assessing the situation, everyone went, "No, man, we don't want Amrabat. What do you mean?" I don't know. I don't get it. Like even I don't know about United fans. Are they all on the Amrabat train, or is there a split opinion?
No, Amrabat is the player that United fans want. Definitely.
Okay. You know what I mean? I'll take him, but Decore for me, Decore or Paulino or Florentino Luis.
Decore, man, I told you about him, man. He's a good player, man.
Decore is a
player.
Yeah, my Malian brother, man. Bring him to Anfield, man.
Oh man.
Last one on Liverpool. Masum says, as X said, you will never walk alone. So Caicedo and Lavia walked together to Chelsea. Endo was the best under 21 midfielder in the Euros. I watched him ball.
That's it.
That's nasty behavior. Our whole super chat is nasty.
Nah, man, this guy. Thank you for the super chat, bro. That was
That's a genuine thank you as well. You don't often get those ones still. But...
calling Endo a star boy. Crazy.
He said under 21 euros.
He watched him ball.
You're not going to recognize, man. You're not going to recognize. You don't laugh, man. You don't laugh, man. You're going to recognize.
Still a couple weeks left of the window. We will be here to discuss it every week, twice a week. So yeah, if anything else unfolds, we'll be here, like this situation right now. But let's keep it moving. Hour 15 minutes, 7.8k. Big up everyone. Hit the like button. We've passed 2,000. So if we can get to 3,000, love for the love. If we can't, then if you're watching after, hit the like button, share it. Let's try and get it trending again.
Apparently, we just reached 36k as well. We need to reach 40. We need to reach 50. So come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Subscribe if you haven't.
Trust.
We want 40k. Say we want 40k.
Let's get it out there.
This
guy's so cringe, man.
It has to be done, brother.
How's Matisse calling you cringe and you call him a nerd? That's mad.
I'm mimicking you, Turkish. That's all I was doing there.
We want Kroenke out. Say,
bro, man said he mimicked me like that's not a chart that goes way back before Kroenke out. Cool. West Ham, Chelsea, Palace, Arsenal. West Ham. Yeah, you know what? There's a few tasty fixtures this weekend. I can't even lie.
I'm telling you.
Go on, Matisse, Chelsea, West Ham. Chelsea away to West Ham.
Yeah, listen, it's got to be the start of a winning run. I said on the last show, next 7 games, I want to see 7 wins, 21 points, and I meant it. You know what I'm saying? Like for me personally, I think there's no reason why we should be fearful of going to West Ham and trying to get a win. Obviously, we know that it's a London rival, but they've lost Declan Rice. I haven't seen a forward come in, so that position is still something that they've been looking for after losing Scamacca. They've signed Alvarez, they've signed Ward-Prowse. The rule remains the same: don't give away free kicks on the edge of the area, don't give away stupid fouls. But we should be going there and we should be winning. For me, I just want to see a continuation of what I saw against Liverpool in the second half: clear press, keeping the ball really well, creating opportunities, actually take them as well, of course, because Jackson could have scored, Mudryk could have scored, and a few others as well. And yeah, I'm really happy with the defense in terms of what we have back there and the players, the options. So I'm confident of even keeping clean sheets. So yeah, man, I'm not really gonna say anything other than a win, and my prediction mirrors it as well. I don't know if anybody else thinks I should be pissing it, but I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty calm with this.
Bruv, of course you should be calm with West Ham after spending $1 billion in 12 months, bro.
Is this what we're gonna do every show, bro? Are you gonna just keep mentioning the billion?
But you gotta be confident, bro. If you're saying United's gotta be confident against, you're the same man that was saying to SAEED 10 minutes ago, United's gotta be confident against Tottenham.
That's why I'm confident. I'm just asking if any of you guys think think West Ham have got something.
There's nothing to worry about, bro.
Why would we think West Ham have got something?
I don't know, man. They're in Europe, innit? They won a trophy, European trophy, innit?
I think you got some sort of. I think West Ham at home traditionally. How many draws have been last?
Usually it's a tough game for us. Usually
it is.
Well, you better make it not tough. Otherwise, there's going to be hell to pay, brother.
The squad is still there. The squad is still there, man. You know what I mean? Reece James' injury is a blow again, but that war is what you know what I mean. Like it just happens. I think for me, I questioned the captaincy, giving Reece James the captaincy when he is injury prone. I didn't understand the logic behind that. Normally a captain's always available. That's the key thing about a captain, right? But you got Malo Gusto, man, and he's another young up-and-coming right back who is highly rated. So it just depends on how well you guys are gelling and how you guys are adapting and whether you do have a clinical striker up front. Because I do worry about your goals up front. Like, who's scoring the goals? That's what I worry about Chelsea the most. Midfield, it's going to be good. Defence, good. But scoring the goals. Sterling needs to step up.
Everyone's got to step up.
I think he did well, to be fair, that Jackson kid. Yeah. Mudryk, has he got goals in him? That's the only thing I worry about Chelsea, the goals.
I hear you. I think that's the only kind of question mark people have with the team. Reece James, listen, this is something, unfortunately, we're very used to. But that's why we signed Malo Gusto. That's why we signed him from Lyon, because we knew that we needed somebody to come in and play those games. There was never really a perfect captain option. Like I said it on my video when I did the captains, pros and cons. James was a good option, but the injuries. Silva is 39. You're not trying to play him week in, week out. So he's not going to play every game. Chilwell wouldn't be given the captaincy to. He's also another one that's susceptible to injuries. And the other ones like Enzo and Sterling, I mean, they're too fresh in the door, and Sterling via performance cannot be wearing nobody's armband at all. So there was never really a clear 100%. This is definitely the guy that has to take it. It was just a decision we went with, and now we have to go with Gusto right back. But Gusto's really good. If you watch him in preseason, he's really, really good. So I'm not I'm not even, that can't be an excuse at all. Like, it's not even it didn't even cross my mind. As soon as I saw Reece James was out, I said, fine, Gusto goes in, we keep it stepping. So,
but we discussed,
that's what you signed for.
We know you spent, how much is it, Turkish? Just keep reminding ourselves how much you spent.
We know signed around $1 billion.
So we know you spent close
not
to
$1 billion, but Turkish is rounding up for his own.
Okay, circa. All right, you know what I mean. But,
dollars, euros, pounds.
And the way, and I agree with Saeed. So Saeed's spoken about your goal scoring situation. Like, I think Martinez is a fantastic prospect, but he's a prospect. We all agree.
Who Jackson?
Yeah, Jackson. Sorry, did I say Martinez? Sorry.
Yeah, he said Martinez.
Yeah.
Pardon, Jackson. Yeah. And we know Sterling ain't a finisher. We know Mudryk hasn't shown the finishing ability so far. So that's the attack. But
Sterling must.
Sterling must.
Sterling must, man.
Must.
But the way Matisse went through his defense, lads, right? And I was thinking, yo, they need a little evolution in defense, bro. Because Reece James, the way you're asking him to play on that right wing, his body keeps breaking down. Like,
that's Gusto.
Yeah, a dynamic role. Yeah, but what's the future for Reece James then? Because, like, is there a role change for him? Because his body can't take it. It's fairly obvious right now. He keeps breaking down. And hamstrings are one of those. Ask Michael Owen and the man. When you're relying on your power from your hamstrings, whatever, once they start going, brother athlete Toby.
Was it after the game though? Was it really after the game? Because they took him off as precaution.
During the game, he was smiling. He come off and they said that he was just tired. 75 minutes. They brought Gusto in. Gusto played a lot of the preseason as well. But Reece James, listen, if availability is an ability, you know, and if you can't stay fit, then in comes Gusto. That's how it is. Like, it's natural, Grizz, that his role will diminish for sure. If for me, if Gusto is in form, I'm not one of them to just say throw Reece James back into the team.
So Gusto, you got who's unproven but a very good player. I agree with you. He's a very good player. Yeah. Then you got Fofana, who's out. We know. Silva, surely his last season. Surely, he can't play every game. And Chilwell's not prone to the odd injury. Is very prone to the odd injury as well. Actually, 3 or 4 players at your back four. Are struggling to maintain a long season, man.
Sorry, just to quickly respond. This is where the Saises, the Cucureas, the Colwells, the Badia Shields, these guys all come in, and this is where they have to have big seasons. And it's a big season for a Cucurella. It's a big season for Sterling. It's a big season for these guys that survived last summer's window. Most people didn't. They did. They must rise. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of strength and depth in the defense. That's why I don't really worry about it, because there's either a lot of talent or there's a lot of expectation. Either or, everybody in that defense has got something to they must bring to the table. There's no like kids in there.
As a result of that, are you surprised that you're selling Lewis Hall?
I'm disappointed.
I rate so highly.
Basically got a meltdown, man.
Yo, Lewis Hall.
We got a meltdown over it. We got a meltdown over it.
Lewis Hall, guys, is a baller.
Lewis
Hall is a baller, man. I'm very surprised you let him go. But that's the way the Chelsea work, man. You know what I mean?
Bro, they get another player, man. They're going to get, you know what I mean, another left back.
I would have preferred to keep him. I would have preferred to keep him. But he's 18, and he did very well when he stepped in last season, but he didn't get many minutes in pre-season, and he's obviously got the opportunity to play regular minutes. And when you've got Cucurella and you've got Chilwell at left back, there's no space there. And then when you make the centre midfield recruitment that we did as well, there's no space there. I don't think anyone was clamoring for Lewis Hall to be a guaranteed starter, and I don't think he was either. But there's clearly no like gap where you can say realistically you're going to get a chance. What I would have done is I would have preferred him to be loaned to Crystal Palace, which was agreed, and he signed a new long-term contract. Give him a couple years out on loan, even if it's 2 years. Let him rise his stock, assess Cucurella, and then make your decision there. But if he has a long-term vision of playing midfield, it's gonna be very, very hard to get into that midfield just purely because of who we got. You know, Caicedo, big long contract, Enzo long contract, Lavia long contract, Andre Santos. So there's not really any space. It's a shame, I agree, and it's not what I would have done. I would have sold Gallagher. I would have sold a few others before I looked at him.
Gallagher's there to stay, man. You played all right.
Not necessarily. If Man City hurry up with that Paqueta deal, West Ham coming for
listen,
Gallagher. McTominay doesn't move anywhere. It's beautiful.
Man.
Everybody
you
just,
know what it is, yeah?
Everybody eats.
There's always that player that you think is going to get dropped here, but he doesn't get dropped. I think it's
he
Gallagher.
will be dropped. No, he will be dropped.
No, guys, let me give you something. Gallagher will not get dropped. He's that sort of player that the manager likes here. There's always one player that the manager likes. It's almost like the teacher's pet, and he's that guy. I'm telling you guys.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
Not this one.
I don't buy that. He was only played he was only played it out of necessity. The other option was that 18-year-old
Andre Santos.
He's good, by the way.
He's good.
Even if you think he's good, how are you going to play an 18-year-old? How are you going to play an 18-year-old first ever Premier League game against Liverpool?
Just saying, man. This is what happens.
I think you're wide off the mark. He doesn't even play DM as well. He's gonna get sold.
I hear what you're saying, Saeed, but from a Poch perspective, he does like Gallagher. But from a board's perspective, they've been ready to sell him, I think. Because again, he is pure profit. He goes straight onto the books. Right now, Chelsea's academy players that are not clear starters like Levi Colwill and James, obviously now he's injured, but the guys that they've invested in, they're like, yeah, you're staying. Any rotational dons like Chalobah and Gallagher, these guys represent pure profit straight onto the books for justification of all of these signings. So you can't be a Gallagher and have a loosey-goosey first touch and survive a 40 million bid. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Great.
Nah, brother. We're not on the work rate thing no more. We're ball retention, big possession, keep bopping it about nicely, bro.
Man. Keep the spirit
of that foolishness.
We
got plenty of cobblers.
Who's in that side? Reece James is not there.
Yes, Levi Colwill. Levi Colwill's there as well. Matson's still
Colwill, there. You know.
Breuer's still there.
Man, I think this would be a spirit. So I tell you what, banter aside though, I tell you who I do like though that doesn't get the notice. Chukwuemeka, man. I think he's a good player. This guy's ball carrying abilities, man, and the way he's so tight in possession. I think you've like that signing there. Honestly, man, top player, man. I think he's going to be one for the future. Like he's going to rise. He's England international as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's young. I think he's under 21. I don't know if he's starting.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I like him. You know, Chukwuemeka.
He's from Aston Villa. Aston Villa.
Yeah, he came from Aston Villa. Yeah. Aston Villa.
Yeah, balling out for them. But yeah, man, I'm confident. I've got a 2-0. I'm confident.
Oh shit! Straight in 2-0. Alright, cool. Let's do the predictions before any super chats. I'll check. Let me just make sure what I predicted. Matisse has gone with 2-0. I went with 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea win. Hugh.
Was he frozen?
Man, frozen.
He's back. He's back. You there? You're not there.
Phil, it sounds like you're talking to me when I was on the gummies, honestly. Oh, he's here now.
Oh, he's got 2-0. 2-0 he's gone for.
2-0 as well. Cool. Saeed.
I've gone for 1-1, you know. It might be a surprising one, but I just don't see like Antonio up front and then these guys. I don't know about the scoring record. I'm going for a low scoring 1-1 edgy derby, you know, but that's just me.
1-1. GRIZZ.
I think I said 2-0 Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah?
What do you really want to say? Like,
no, sorry, 2-0. Did I say 2-0? Hold on, one second. Double check. I'm sure I did 2-0 Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea winning everything this year, man. Come on.
Yeah, nice try.
Not everything, but you know what I mean. West Ham away is like, come on.
Something.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Are you confirming 2-0?
Yeah. I mean, Skull will tell me if I said anything else, but I'm sure I said 2-0.
Why's my oil brother got McDonald's Wi-Fi over the last couple of shows? What's going on? What's he dipping in and out for?
I can still hear you, Dick.
You fucking can hear me. What's going on with you, mate?
Yeah, the laptop decided to cave in. Luckily, I bought a new PC, but the laptop is done. Forget that.
Cool. TOBS, round off the predictions.
I've gone 1-0 Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea. So everyone bar Saeed's gone for a Chelsea win.
Yeah, I said 2-0 Chelsea. Yeah, sorry, confirm.
Matisse, Hugh, and GRIZZ have gone for 2-0 Chelsea. I've gone for 2-1 Chelsea. TOBS has gone for 1-0 Chelsea, and Saeed has gone for 1-1. Let me check any super chats on Chelsea. Not necessarily Chelsea, but more Matisse. Matisse, will you still not be able to do the watch along this weekend because of Siri's birthday?
Sorry, I'm not doing tomorrow. No, I'm not doing tomorrow. Well, there's only Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield, and there's Bayern Munich. I'm not doing tomorrow, but I'll be there on the weekend. Do not worry. I'll be there.
What's Siri? What's going on?
I don't know what this Siri thing is. I mean, yeah, my girl's name's not Siri. maybe because of TOBS' antics and TOBS' pushing of the narrative that for some reason I'm just lying. I don't know, but yeah.
Why are you blaming me?
Because you're the one that keeps calling me a fucking virgin.
Then that's not my business.
Then what?
I can only go with my observation.
What do you want?
I was just about to say then prove it to them that you're not virgin, but then that's kind of mad.
Oh, wow.
Then you go prove it.
Let's get demonetized. Let's do it.
That's why I had to shut up.
Let's stay trending, lads. Let's stay trending, man.
Oh, wow. SAEED. Relax, SAEED.
What? I mean, like trending as in, you know.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, man. Let's, you man, trying to get the bag, man.
You're mad.
People, listen, we've gone through 5 of the 6 big 6 clubs. There's still 7.8k here. You know what to do. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the man. Then my channels in the description below. HUGH, SAEED, GRIZZ, TOBS, and Matisse's channels are in the description below. THUGGERY's channel is there. And make sure you subscribe to this channel as well. Mank Talk is coming midday tomorrow. It's live. SAEED and Big Steve, the second one of the season. So if you haven't watched the first, go watch that one after this. And make sure you catch the second episode of the season live tomorrow, midday. Last but not least, Arsenal away to Palace Monday night. It's another tasty one, I can't lie. Most of these fixtures this early on in the season, it's hard to predict.
Is it echo?
There's definitely some sort of echo.
Yeah, it must be Hughie, innit?
Damn me.
Mute Hughie, watch it go.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah. Let's see. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's because you can't hear it when it's
just mute Hughie. That's all. That's all it is.
Hugh, when you want to talk, just unmute yourself. You're muted at the moment. But yeah, we move. It seems like we always play Palace on a Monday night or a Friday night as well. I don't know why it's always night fixtures, but they tend to be interesting games to say the least. That's why the TV stations want it. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. I can't lie. After that first game, where we didn't really create the best of chances throughout the game against the sides that aren't as good as Palace, in my opinion, at home. So I'm nervy about Monday night. I can't lie. I do still think we pick up the win. I think we have to pick up the win. We should pick up the win. And I still do think we pick up the win. Timber's out. Obviously, we all know now 6-7 months.
Blow, man.
Really, it's the season. It's a big blow. I said it last time. The Rice and Timber were the 2 out of the 3 signings I was excited about. Now one's been ruled out pretty much most of the season. You know,
are you going to replace him, or how does that even work?
There's rumors that, you know, we might be interested in Pavard, or, you know, we are looking to replace him and we're assessing our options.
Please
do I think Pavard. We will? Huh?
Please sign Pavard.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. I would have thought we would more bring in a loan if we do bring in someone, more so than sign someone permanently, if I'm honest. But I can't tell you that there's no strong links anywhere. So that's all I can read. And Zinchenko's been back in training a couple of weeks, so yeah. I assume he'll start against Palace. So really, we should be all right. One thing I don't really want to see is Partey right back again. I just want to go back to Gabriel Saliba partnership, Ben White right back, Partey in the 6, Rice and Odegaard. And if Havertz has to be put in, then Havertz starts up top. You know, if that's the case with him, then
you don't want him starting
now. With Jesus out, I want Trossard starting up top, if I'm honest with you.
Interesting.
But it feels like Havertz is gonna get, you know, put into this team. Like, that's why Partey started right back last game, because Havertz had to fit in, which was a big move. Did it work out? We won the game. In terms of performance, did it work out? I don't really think so. So if it has to be him fitting in, then put him up top with Jesus out. And we'll see. We should get the job done. I mean, they're kind of buzzing at the moment with Elise signing a new contract, him not going over to Chelsea, so they're kind of happy about that. So they might take that in with them. Monday night, Palace. I don't know.
Palace. Whoa. Listen, when honestly, man, like Palace away, it's a tricky one.
Yeah,
An early goal, but them kind of nights, these Palace aways. I don't know, man. I'm tempted, but I think for me, Arsenal should have enough, man. Saka for me is a key guy, man. I just think he's gonna. I think he's gonna step up, man. Well, Jesus is out. I think Saka will step up, man. I mean,
Saka's been stepping up ever since he's coming to the side,
man.
Really.
Nah, listen, it's gonna be a good game.
It's a shame Elise is not fit for this game because it would have been good.
Is he not?
It's a shame.
No, he's not fit for the next.
I swear, I didn't know that.
I
thought he went Chelsea, man. I thought he was going Chelsea.
I didn't know.
That got collapsed. That deal collapsed.
Collapsed.
Yeah, you know it collapsed.
He signed the 4-year contract, bro.
No way.
I didn't
know that.
He looked at the Palace heritage and said, "Nah."
He is one of the worst liars.
That's mad.
You are a shocking liar.
I swear to you. The last time I heard, bro, they had a release clause, and they activated the release clause.
You're like, no
way. Nobody believes you.
What?
He rejected it. He rejected it.
No,
he rejected it.
Yeah, he didn't reject it. Basically,
what do you mean he didn't reject it?
He did reject you. What do you mean?
Hold on a second. He agreed personal terms with us. We had a release clause triggered, and then Palace was going to report us to a tribunal, so we had to back off. That's what happened.
But you lot are protesting your innocence. From what
but we're not going to take the risk. And also, if we do get taken to a tribunal,
wait, hold on. You either know you did something wrong.
Well, I don't know because I'm not doing the deal. I'm not doing the deal. But they accused us. Hold on. They accused us of tapping up the player, right? I don't even know what tapping up even means anymore, apart from tapping TOBS. Because let's be honest. Hold on. Because let's be honest. Everybody agrees personal terms before a bid, and when you don't, you see what happened to Liverpool with Caicedo. So you have to do it. So this whole tapping up thing, it doesn't really make sense. It's not consistent across the league.
It's not. So then, therefore, this proves you've just proved that it's not tapping up. You've just proved it's something more sinister and serious.
No, that's what they accused us of.
Let me finish. You just proved that Chelsea weren't confident that they haven't done something illegal. So you pulled out. Either he dumped you lot and refused to go to Chelsea, or you said, you know what, we're going to get done here. For example, City fair play, they're fighting every charge. They're saying, no, we're innocent, blah, 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 right? Even though, you know what I mean, they're going to be banished from existence in 5 years, 6 years time. But you guys, inshallah, but you guys, you said, whoa. We're going to get in trouble here. So either you're confident you haven't done nothing wrong and you want that player.
They said that they have.
Go buy him.
They said that they have proof of us tapping up the player. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what that is. I don't know what tapping up the player is.
Serious allegation.
Launch an investigation. I want a full investigation.
Yeah.
I want it
like I said, it's inconsistent. But if you're going to do a case about it, it's going to go past the deadline day anyway.
Whether you buy him now or not,
we're not getting him.
They can if they've got the evidence, they can still say they've tapped him up.
What they're going to say now is, back off. We won. Shut up now. Go back in your place.
Nah, they should do them as well. Fuck it.
Yeah, do it as well.
If they do that, it's bad for business between the two clubs in the future. You have to remember, we've done a lot of deals with Palace. We've done Loftus-Cheek deal. We've done Conor Gallagher deal. We've done Mark Gurhey deal. So if Palace want to play that game, But see if you ever talk to our Cobham graduates again.
They already played it.
I say, because you want to play this game, play the game. I dare you.
Was it because of the Lewis Hall thing? Was it because of the Lewis Hall thing where it kind of like something happened there? Because he was meant to be going to Crystal Palace, but I think it's leaning towards he's rejected you lot because obviously if it's come to the point where man signed a new deal. If it wasn't the case of signing a new deal, they would have been like, fair enough. He hasn't rejected you.
He signed a new deal
in your face.
I think he signed a new deal with another. He signed a new deal with another release clause in there of like 70 million or something.
Why are you activating that?
So he doubled the price
right now
for you lot just to come back.
We're not coming back at 70 million. So
now you're coming back. You're coming back.
We won't. You should have went in the first place. You wouldn't be stuck with Anthony on that right wing.
Well, you got
wait.
There you go. Then we can start. Then you
are you happy with your? Are you happy with your right wing options?
I can name you
Sancho and Anthony. Sancho and Anthony. Are you happy with your? Are you happy with your spending 180 million on them two? Are you happy? more than you
happy with Garnacho. I'm happy with other players as well.
Garnacho.
Do you know how many mid wingers that you three have between you? Do you know how many?
Wow. Nicholas
You've
Pepe
had some of the past, you know. Let's not do that.
Yeah, but the past is the
Nicholas Pepe.
We talked about the past when we was in it. We're in present now.
I swear,
in the present. I'm looking at
you.
Where's Nicholas Pepe now?
Don't look at me. My Nicholas been putting up double figures in the league for the last 6-7 years, bro. So don't look at me.
Where's Nicholas Pepe now? Is he still with your club?
Last season he was there. Then Kulusevski was
and
there.
still hit double figures. And still hit double figures.
Cool. But right now he's mids.
Bro.
Okay.
Grizz, man. Chat to these guys, man. Salah, man.
Right now
Grizz, chat to these guys.
Broski, Kulusevski, Son, Anthony, Sancho, Mudryk, Sterling. Who am I missing?
So what are you gonna do with your world? What are you gonna do with your world class wingers then?
I'm just listen. We're talking about wingers of your.
We are talking about Arsenal.
Is your wingers? This club spent 72 million. He doesn't speak about the 72 million pounds.
He doesn't speak about him.
He doesn't.
Was we not
doing one of the most? Hold on a second. Nicholas Pepe is one of the most underspoken about flops on this channel. He's never mentioned 72 million, and he's never mentioned. He's still an Arsenal player. He's still an Arsenal player. It's
as well.
Absolutely
like a big flop.
You know, we've been doing this show for 2.5 years, bro. We spoke about Pepe many times in the past. Why do you, man, want to bring up Pepe, who hasn't even started the game for us in 12 months?
What about Pogba then? What about Pogba, where you bring him up 50 times? Yeah. So what about? So the energy, you have to energy, bro.
That was a different. That was
like a clothing connection. Clothing collection.
I find it hilarious. Turkish is talking about mid, and he's got Kai Havertz in these ranks, but it is well, man. It is well.
Pogba's ready for a new season, man. Watch out, people, man. I don't know where Pepe is.
Everybody, listen, we know Kai Havertz is joining that illustrious group anyway. So
the Pioche, man, we're still rising, man. I don't know about Pepe. I don't know where Pepe is. I don't know where he is.
I saw Pioche got a haircut today.
You got a fresh one, man. We're ready, man.
That's him ready for a season.
Listen, man, we're ready.
Every year he gets a new haircut. He's ready for a season.
Listen, man, I'm getting the new Juventus shirt this year, man. I'm Pogba's there, man.
I bet you are.
I'm getting the Milan one.
But where is Pepe?
Listen, Milan, I'm actually backing him this year, you know. But yeah, go on.
Where is Pepe?
He's looking for new surroundings.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, that could never be my player.
Pepe's a weird one because he's actually a good player.
I don't think he is weird. He's stunk for Arsenal, so yeah.
I know, but he's a good player though, Tobes. You can't say he's no.
Okay.
They're not even going to get money from him.
He didn't stink. To be honest with you, like
I don't think he's a bad player, man.
The 6 wingers I mentioned, who did I mention? Kulusevski, Son, Anthony, Sancho, and I mentioned Sterling, and who was the last one?
Mudryk is very cheap. Mudryk is very cheap.
Son
not even had a full season. You're mentioning Mudryk. I'm
just saying, but listen, do you want me to talk about Pepe? Don't you want me to talk about Pepe? Which one is it? I'm trying to talk about Pepe.
Pepe had seasons. Mudryk's been in what, months? He's not even had a full season. You want to give him some time? Why are you putting Mudryk and Sancho in the same sentence? That's crazy.
No, but the conversation just started because I was laughing to myself. You lot was wondering why I'm laughing. I said because your wingers are all dead, and then all of a sudden you're on to me. Don't ask me why I'm laughing.
Put Pulisic in there instead. People are saying
we don't own Pulisic.
So if we go back, we could do Pulisic and we could add Werner and we can add.
Not my winger, you know now.
We
could add a few. All right, cool. All right, listen, people. Let me do the super chats and we move on to predictions because we've nearly passed hour 45. Big up the panel, says Aaron. Big up you, my guy. This Timber injury has ruined the week. Best player through pre-season for us. Big miss. We have to go into the market and act. Reggie says Pepe should have been an object lesson to you lot. Instead, you banter us and did the same damn thing, but worse. And Ryan says, Turks, ain't it funny how we always have Palace away on a Friday or Monday night? The TV companies think they're smart with Arsenal, you know. I think we should bring in a left back on a season-long loan deal until Timber's back. Like I said, Zinni's back. Tierney's still here. It doesn't look like he likes Tierney, so if he's going to sort that situation out, then I wouldn't mind someone else coming in. Gareth says, SAEED waffling on his players. Lisandro is a bozo, same as Romero. Fits in United perfectly. TOBS spitting facts. Love to everyone that sent super chats. I've managed to get every single one in. Unlike last show, apologies again, but big up everyone that's engaged with us in the comment section. Hit the like button because we are closing in on 3K, if I'm not mistaken. We're on 2.7, so hit the like button on the way out, people. Let's make it 3K. Subscribe if you haven't, on the road to 40K on this channel. Subscribe to the channels in the description below. My channel on the road to 90. City Xtra as well. They're closing in on 80K, I believe. So they're 200 or so away. So if you haven't subscribed, Hugh is going to be representing City more and more on that channel. So make sure you do. SAEED on the road to 70, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. GRIZZ on the road to 50. TOBS on the road to 50 as well. I'm going to say big targets this season for us, and Matisse on the road to 100.
Yeah, man. We just hit 60 today. We just hit 60 today, man. It's nice.
Come on. So subscribe, people.
Big up, man.
And yeah, show some love to the video. Show some love to the channel. We'll be back doing Big Six next Tuesday. Arsenal are playing Palace Monday, so I can't do the show Monday. So we're going to be here Tuesday, 9 p.m. people. Make sure you're there. Game week 2 review. And remember, Mank Talk is tomorrow midday UK time. So tomorrow midday UK time, SAEED and Big Steve.
Mank we don't ask the predictions, people. Yo, we ain't done. We're
gonna do it now.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. We're gonna do it.
Don't go anywhere, man.
No, people panicking in the chat. I thought we were wrapping up. People
no, because
no.
You have to do these techniques sometimes. Sometimes you have to say these things and still leave something at the end. Otherwise, people might just press the X button and not wait while you say.
My bad.
So you got kind of people.
Come on, man. Use your brain.
GRIZZ has ruined the wave. So let's just get into predictions.
Man just cost everybody 1,000 subscribers tonight.
Crazy. I'm trying to big up the man. Them. This guy's
mad.
Prediction.
Thanks, GRIZZ.
Endo the stream. Endo the stream.
On a side note, I was definitely wrapping up the stream. I forgot about predictions.
I knew you forgot.
That's mad. Yo, that's actually mad.
Come on.
Hey.
I know him. I knew he forgot.
I was about to play that outro and bounce, bro. I went Arsenal 2, Palace 1. I went 2-1 to Arsenal. Huge.
3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal. SAEED?
I'm going to go 3-1 to the mighty Arsenal.
Thank you. GRIZZ?
I think I went 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1. TOBS?
Same as GRIZZ, 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1. Matisse?
I said
3-1
to Arsenal.
So is that me, TOBS, and GRIZZ 2-1 Arsenal, and Matisse, Hugh, and SAEED 3-1? Yeah. Indeed. There you go, people. That's all of the predictions in, and now I can wrap it up. Love for the love, people. I said it all before. I'm not going to say it all again. Make sure you're here Tuesday. Make sure you're here tomorrow midday for Mank Talk episode 2, and make sure you're subscribed. Love for the love, people. All right, peace.